It doesn't matter who you are. No one had it easy in school. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrities who were bullied at school.
For a long time, bullying was treated as an unavoidable part of growing up. But more and more, we're seeing how harmful it can be for our kids.
For this list, we're taking a look at the celebs that had an especially tough time in their formative years and at some point have spoken out about it.
I've definitely experienced forms of bullying, and that's why it's so important for me also to write songs like Beautiful and songs like Fighter.
Number 10, Eminem.
Beat up in the bathroom, beat up in the hallways, shoved in the lockers. Just for the most part, man, just being the new kid.
Although it may be hard to picture today, a young Marshall Mathers was often harassed at school. Seemingly always the new kid, since his family moved around a lot in his youth, Eminem allegedly suffered numerous physical assaults from bullies, the worst of which resulted in a broken nose and his hospitalization for a cerebral hemorrhage at 9 years of age. Following a bullying incident that left Mathers with head injuries, his mother was forced to sue the school.
Way before my baby daughter Haley, I was harassed daily by this fat kid named D'Angelo Bailey, an 8th grader who acted obnoxious because his father boxed us, so every day he'd shove me in the lockers.
Mathers would later name-check one of his worst bullies in the song Brain Damage, only to be sued for $1 million by the man, a lawsuit that was resolved in Eminem's favor in 2003.
It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now. You kicked me when I was down, but what you say just don't hurt.
Number 9, Kurt Cobain. Whether in his music, religion, or family life, the lead singer of Nirvana constantly struggled to find belonging and meaning in this world. Starting from when his parents divorced when he was 9, Cobain never had the familial support he longed for and desperately needed, leading him to first bully others as an outlet for the anger he felt towards his parents.
Come down the mud, soaked in bleach, as I want you to be. There's a trend, there's a friend.
It was his friendship with a gay classmate that led him to become the victim of bullying and a target for homophobia. True to Cobain's complex nature, he actually said he liked being erroneously labeled a homosexual, because not only did it upset homophobic people, it also meant that, for the most part, he was left alone.
I must have died alone, a long, long time ago. Who knows? Now, babe, I never lost control.
Number 8, Rihanna.
Work, 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 work. You send me heavy work, 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 work.
It's hard to believe that this Barbados-born pop icon and international symbol of beauty was once bullied for the same physical features that are now desired by people around the world. Growing up, the singer faced ridicule about her body, which only added to the problems she endured in her home life.
I gotta get out, oh, figure it out. It's too close to comfort, oh.
Meanwhile, with some Irish heritage in her father's family, Rihanna's lighter skin tone was often the source of racism from peers who felt that wasn't black.
Don't act like you forgot. Bitch, better have my money.
She would later speak more candidly of her experiences of racism in the industry in an interview with the New York Times Style magazine to bring these incidents into the spotlight.
Beautiful like diamonds in the sky. Shine bright like a diamond.
Number 7, Christian Bale.
Nobody wants you here. Nobody.
Bale's career has been defined by a number of roles that have utterly consumed him. Active in Hollywood since he was 13 through his performance in Empire of the Sun, Christian Bale's success didn't exactly earn rave reviews from the kids in the schoolyard.
He's escaped. He can't have, he promised me.
Instead, his big screen debut earned him a constant stream of punches and kicks from his peers.
I never stopped thinking about you. About us. And when I heard you were back, I started to hope.
In an early indication of his suitability to play Bruce Wayne, he gained a lot of attention from the girls, producing much resentment from the boys, who physically took their jealousy out on Bale.
Please, no! Please! Help me!
When speaking to People magazine about his experiences, he said that, quote, "If you can face the bullying at school and come through it stronger, that is a lesson for life."
I never said thank you. And you'll never have to.
Number 6, Christina Hendricks.
I was sort of a bit of a misfit in high school.
Best known as the no-nonsense Joan from Mad Men, Hendricks took her share of emotional hits in her youth. During her teens, she experimented with different hair colors and styles, leading bullies and even her own mother to admonish her for her goth girl appearance.
Yep, that's me. But what you can't see is that it's shaved up the back there. Oh, really? In a wonderful fashion.
When she switched schools, kids would sit on top of her locker and spit at her. Hendricks would later compare her high school days to Lord of the Flies. She eventually found solace and common ground with her theater group, a society whose support would eventually lead her into her career as an actress.
You know, you're not a stick, and yet I never wonder what men think of me. You're hiding a very attractive young girl with too much lunch.
Number 5, Jackie Chan.
Over and over again, I try to tell myself that we could never be more than friends.
A true pioneer of comedic martial arts choreography, Chan's success and legacy can be traced back to his experiences at both ends of the bullying spectrum. His father put him in martial arts school for his bad behavior, but he also found himself bullied due to his inability to defend himself. Chan claims he was bullied until the day he saved another child from bullies and learned to stand up for himself in the process.
For the last few years, I almost donated nearly 100 million for the last 5 years.
He has carried the respect and discipline from those early lessons into his adult life, striving to be a role model for children, and has even funded a number of educational institutions to give kids the very best chance of making the most of themselves.
You're helping people, you see the children smiling. Wow, it makes you comfortable.
Number 4, Demi Lovato.
Maybe if I don't cry, I won't feel any more stone cold, baby.
Not only has the singer convincingly shown every one of her childhood bullies that they couldn't break her, she has helped countless people around the world deal with similar situations.
They would just say, well, you're fat. And then a few months later, I developed an eating disorder.
Lovato's mental health issues, eating disorder, and drug abuse all have roots in her school experiences. Cruel kids concocted hate petitions about her and never let the torture end, sometimes even going to her house to torment her. Eventually, Lovato left traditional schooling and instead graduated as a homeschool student in 2009.
The message is for me. It says, stay strong.
And you have it written so you can
Yes, so that I can see it.
Yeah.
So every day, no matter if I'm putting on my shoes or putting on my makeup, I see it every day to stay strong.
The performer would later lend her fame as a spokesperson for PACER, an anti-bullying organization, and remains a passionate supporter of anti-bullying causes. Number 3, Lady Gaga.
I live for the applause, applause, applause. I live for the applause, applause.
With such an unusual public image, it may seem that Stephanie Germanotta was destined for the pop star lifestyle.
There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause he made you perfect, babe.
Although she's now an inspiration to millions of her little monsters, Gaga's naturally quirky ways made her a regular target for bullying.
I didn't fit in high school, and I felt like a freak. So I like to create this atmosphere for my fans where they feel like they have a freak in me to hang out with.
Students would write nasty things on her locker or pinch and insult her in the hall. On one occasion, 3 boys picked her up and tossed her in a trash can on the street while their girlfriends laughed.
I don't think I realized how deeply it affected me until I started to become more successful.
Today, Gaga has the profile to prevent future stories like her own through the youth empowerment and anti-bullying organization she started called the Born This Way Foundation.
Born This Way Foundation. Tell the world how you feel, but more importantly, tell them how you want to feel.
Number 2, Jennifer Lawrence.
But you actually seem like a human being.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks.
Do you enjoy being a human being? Because human beings have a lot of frailty.
I do. Yeah.
She may be loved as a normal, grounded person in a world of super rich megastars, but Jennifer Lawrence's schoolyard days were nowhere near as pleasant.
There's always gonna be a part of me that's sloppy and dirty, but I like that, with all the other parts of myself.
Not only was J-Law not invited to middle school birthday parties, but on one occasion, a girl gave her invitations to hand out for a party she wasn't invited to. Of course, she didn't do it, but instead spat on the invites and threw them in the trash.
Sweetie, honey, calm down.
Lawrence's elementary school days weren't much better, and saw her change schools multiple times due to her being picked on by her peers. Today, Lawrence lives by a simple motto: don't worry about the bitches.
Girls see enough of this body that we can't imitate, that we'll never be able to obtain, these unrealistic expectations.
Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
But I know from time to time you go into therapy, counseling. What?
Time to time, I'm there all day and night.
Being locked in a bathroom for hours and not knowing how to get out.
They locked in the bathroom?
Yeah.
When I was only 14, I was told by a drama teacher that I might do okay if I was happy to settle for the fat girl parts. Look at me now.
When I was pregnant with you, it was strange, you were different.
You hear me, bitch?
No, you hear me, bitch.
Number 1, Justin Timberlake.
As long as I got my suit and tie, I'ma leave it all on the floor tonight.
Life has turned out pretty well for this former member of NSYNC, but Justin Timberlake's earliest taste of fame was also the source of his difficult school life.
You know, I grew up in Tennessee, and you know, if you didn't play football, you were a sissy.
Upon returning to school in Tennessee from his work with Disney in Orlando, his classmates would tease him for not liking the same things they did.
I was an outcast in a lot of ways.
Looking back now, Timberlake sees that those differences are the very thing that make him what he is today, creating his success in music, acting, and more or less anything he puts his mind to. Timberlake's experiences contain a message for us all. Have faith in your talents and stay true to yourself. Eventually, it will all work out.
Nothing I can see but you when you dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance, come on.
Do you agree with our list? Which story from a celebrity's past has been a source of inspiration for you?
Even I, growing up, didn't have a female hero.
For more celebrity-based top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I wish I had pulled up my pants.
The kids still call him Funny Butt.